Hey, this is Adam from Pistols at Dawn. You are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. Is it brutally delicious or brutally
Yes,
delicious?
it is brutally delicious. Do you really need to ask? Like,
1, 2, 3, 4. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
with you. I'm so sorry. This must be the weirdest way you've ever started an interview.
I am sorry,
Like,
that was not
we're
meant
not
for you.
even laughing with you.
literally, I showed up and the first thing I heard was, "Oh, it's cool, man. I get that response here in Atlanta all the time from my band."
No,
It's all
bald
good.
bastard here just sent us a picture from his youth where he has all these. He has like these blonde, thick curls, and it's just super hard to come to terms with.
Right, because now now he's got no hair. I'm sorry, Adam, but I know you don't either. This is not going well.
No,
Let's
lucky I
restart.
got shit gloves.
Compose yourself, damn it.
Oh, it's cool, man.
Never.
I'm good.
Welcome to the show, Adam. Sorry for the craziness in the beginning, but yeah, welcome. It's great to have you. Want to tell us a little
Are you
bit
good?
of, huh?
He said you're good.
Oh, he's
I
frozen.
am.
I'm sorry, I must have lost you for just a second.
Oh,
Yeah,
no
you're
worries.
frozen.
We're good now.
Excellent.
No, you're still
Yeah.
frozen. He's still frozen.
God damn it.
Can you imagine
Here.
what he thought?
Better?
Hey, maybe try and
Is that
come back
me or
in. Like,
y'all?
close out and come back in because you're still frozen. Oh, there you are.
There you are,
Better?
Hello?
Adam.
Hello.
Yep.
No,
we
can
could
you
guess.
no, he's his connection's terrible. Can you just leave
My
the meeting and
connection's
come
terrible?
back in?
Yeah, try and come back in.
So leave the meeting and come back in.
Let me just do it with cellular. Hold on.
All right.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better. All right, can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Let me see if I can hear. Yeah, is that better? Good.
Yeah, much better. That works.
Much better, yeah.
Cool. So thank you for joining us.
Cool.
And I think Marina was getting at it. For those not familiar with Pistols at Dawn, can you give us the 2-sentence boardroom pitch?
2-sentence boardroom pitch. Okay.
Yeah.
We've been around. Do you want the pitch or do you want the history?
The pitch.
The pitch.
The pitch. We're one of the best new bands in America, and we plan to take over the world. How's that?
That is beautiful.
I love that.
That was
I love
excellent.
that.
Yes.
Screw modesty.
That would be my pitch, and then obviously there's a significant history behind that very confident pitch.
Okay, well, give us the history.
Let's hear the history now.
We were born in 2015. We started out with our original lineup, went into the studio, did our first few singles, took a break with some drama that we had before we ever got back together. One of our former members got cancer, passed away. A few years went by. I get a call from his funeral from another guitarist that we had. He was like, "Hey, dude, we've got to see this through. We've got to play, blah, blah, blah." We get back together in summer of 19, and by the January of 20, we decided to go pro full time and go all in. And to make a very long story short,
COVID.
The pandemic hits 2 months later after we decided to go pro, at which point I decided to put my head down and basically engage with 2 million people across the world, build our base, build our fan base. We put out we found a way to record in Atlanta. We found a way to do videos in Atlanta during the worst part of the pandemic. So we put out 8 videos. We put out an EP, all of which fortunately was well received across the world. And then we came out of that, worked with Sylvia Massey, did our first major album, and we toured with Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH across the country. We toured with Fozzy and Ugly Kid Joe, national tour, coast to coast. And we just announced a UK tour with Fozzy today. We're working on a new 24 album, and we've just got a bunch of different shows, and basically we're nonstop.
So just a little bit busy.
Yes, thank goodness.
Right, that's nice.
So I have a question here.
Yes.
You entered the studio with a legend. Like Sylvia Massey is a legend. How intimidated were you going into a studio working with someone of that stature?
It wasn't as much. It wasn't a matter of intimidation. It was more of just we knew obviously she's one of the best producers in history. So
Mhm.
it was like, will she work with us? And if she will work with us, is she going to talk to us? And if she's going to talk to us, is she really going to listen to our opinions? Or, when you sell 100 million albums, does it go to your head? And the answer was, she's one of the coolest ladies on earth, coolest people on earth. She's totally easy to work with. She receives anything that you want to, provide as input for what you're seeking. And one of the most validating moments in our career as a band and our career as musicians was when the great Sylvia Massey heard our demos and agreed to work with us. So that kind of put a stamp on what we were doing, as letting us know we were definitely going in the right direction.
Right.
So did you go to her studio or did she come to Atlanta?
No, actually, I don't know what we had actually tracked in Atlanta and in Georgia, and we had done a ton of pre-production here in Atlanta, and so we went to her to mix the album and finish it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so she mixed it herself in Oregon.
Yeah, it's amazing. I it's like a dream of every musician to work with someone like that. I mean,
it is, and we were fortunate. Our first producer, he was the engineer for Smashing Pumpkins' Siamese Dream, amongst a host of other really great albums. And so we had kind of grown up working with great producers, and we had all worked with a group of them. And so going to her, it was kind of like, okay, time to move up to the big dogs. And I think once she said yes, we knew we had something. We really had something. And obviously the first 3 tracks that have gone to radio, back to back, Billboard back to back, media based top 40, Billboard top 40, secondary market top 6, top 12. So, it's really paid off, our relationship with her.
That's great. Rita?
Well, I'm tempted to ask. This is for something completely different kind of question, and it has to do with your hairstyle. Have you ever heard the expression that the bald head is the solar panel for a sex machine?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
I haven't heard it in those words, but I'm good with that. I like that.
We just heard it for the first time about an hour ago.
Right.
Chris came in.
I had to check whether this is a thing. Because it's not gonna work in Finnish. Like I'm Finnish. It's not gonna translate as well. So yeah, just had to check. Mm-hmm.
I will definitely. I would agree with that statement. Whatever you just said, yes is the answer.
So let's talk about the single then, Fly. I mean, what's been the response to it so far? I know I've been digging it. We've been jamming it before we started. What's been the actual response to it from fans and listeners?
I'm so happy that y'all have been enjoying it. So we we wrote it a year ago, and then she produced the original version, and then we made some changes make a long story short, we get back from our last tour in June, and our radio team, we knew we were going to put Fly out. We kind of had an order. We wanted to be one of those bands who could put out an album that had lots of tracks going to radio, not just 1 or 2 tracks. And so this is our 3rd track at radio, and we kind of had an order building up to Fly. We knew Fly was special. It was Sylvia's favorite track on the record. And so we knew we had a special song when we wrote it. We knew it was even more special when she validated it. And we get back from tour. I'm ready to put it to radio. Our radio team calls me and they're like, nope, we need a radio edit. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, there's too much screaming on it. Half the radio stations aren't going to play it all day. We need, lots of spins. And I was like, well, interesting that you say that, because after tour, we made a few changes to the band. So we've got an updated lineup who would love to be on a revised radio edit.
Right.
So we went back into the studio very quickly over a 3-day period. My new guys did, John Sukdu Singh, Gabriel Cuevas, and my shredder, my unbelievable young Van Halen shredder, Will James, who's one of the best guitarists in the country. They go into the studio, and in 3 days we have the track that you have. We got this cool producer down in Miami to do a revamp of it. It's still the Sylvia Massey track, but it's revamped with the new lineup. And fortunately, the reception's been incredible. And obviously, we hit Media-Based Top 40 yesterday. We should hit Billboard Top 40 hopefully next week. Secondary Top 40 the last 2 weeks. And it's if you like that, then you like Pistols at Dawn. You know what I mean? Like, that's the direction we're going in. It's universal rock music is kind of how I would describe it. Universal radio rock music, which is why we're going to Europe next year. And, more to come in our 2014 album.
Yeah,
so
2014. You kind of just wanted it to be timeless. Am I getting this correctly? Like,
yes.
you want people like in 40 years look back at you like you're Led Zeppelin, and like that you make these classics and they're gonna just stand the test of time. You said that you're coming to Europe. Whereabouts here?
Yeah, we're doing we're doing the UK. So we're doing England, Scotland, and Wales. And we're doing, I think, 10 or 11 cities in 12 days. Something like that. We announced it today. It's on our website. It's on our Facebook page. If you go there now, you can see the different dates. And we're stoked. We always wanted to be a big international rock band. And this is our first time crossing the pond. And it's in February. It's with Fozzy and a band called The Hot Dam. And Fozzy we did the whole United States with Fozzy on our last tour. And they are special guys. And Chris Jericho is awesome. His guys are just amazing. And it's a blessing to go out with them because we put on such a good show together, and we're all originally from Atlanta, and we know each other. And obviously now we know their people, blah, blah, blah. And it's just going to be an awesome show. It's going to be an awesome bill. And obviously with what he did with wrestling there recently, I imagine every show will be sold out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Chris?
I don't have anything. I just blanked.
You did. I cut you off, you poor guy, and then.
No, it's not. It's not that you cut me off. It's just there's not a lot of sun in here, so there's not a lot of machine.
True.
So,
I get. Like,
Solar panels having issues. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So most of this was written during the pandemic, then?
The new album, yes. We recorded our EP during the pandemic, and then because obviously we had the time, we went straight into writing the new album during the pandemic as well. And that kind of finished towards the conclusion of the pandemic, which is why we called it Ascension. We were ascending out of the depths of hell, basically. And this next album, we're writing an album now. We got back from 40 shows. We did the full country, and then we did half the country with Alter Bridge and Mammoth WVH. And touring was amazing. We got back. We have, festival shows and benefits and stuff we've been playing in the last couple of weeks. We go to Vegas end of the month for some radio stuff. But we're intent on putting out what we hope is an incredible album next year. Obviously, we want to go full international next year. We want to play, obviously, UK. We want to do the rest of Europe. We want to go to Japan, Australia, and Central and South America and next year. And so, and obviously, we want to play as much of the United States as much as we can. And so, you know, the album we come up with next, you know, we want this to be the coup de grace. We want it to be our Nevermind, our Hysteria, you know, our Appetite for Destruction.
How much pressure do you feel with that in mind?
None. It's funny that you say that. You know, people ask about the sophomore album and all that. Can you curse on this show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. As much as you like.
People ask about all that bullshit, and I'm just like, number one, we love to fucking play music, right?
Right.
I mean, like, we love to play. And number two, and most importantly, I have an updated lineup, and my updated lineup of guys are so fucking hungry to have their own goddamn album right now. They're jumping out of their fucking skin. And so when I gave them the ability to get on the fly track, it was just like, yeah, we'll have it done in 3 days. I was just like, bullshit. Boom. 3 days later, you heard it. That is the track they did. They revamped with my drums in 3 days down in Miami. And so what I'm telling you is we wrote, the album is pretty much written from a music standpoint. In fact, they're getting together down in Miami the next couple of days, starting tomorrow, to literally finalize the demos for the music tracks for the whole album. We have the 10 tracks there, and they're fucking amazing. And so they're all, you know, my singer and my bassist are 28, my guitarist is 22, and basically they're hungry than a motherfucker. And so, you know, I'm just, you know, we wrote the second we got back, and they're just like, let's go. And I'm like, fine, let's go. So I'm going to get the demos from them. We'll go get the producer and we'll go to work. But we are not going to work with Sylvia Massey again. That was an amazing experience, and Ascension is doing incredibly, and it's going to continue to do incredibly. We might even put out more songs from it. And but you know, it's time to move on to another stage, and we'll move on to another producer, and hopefully shock the goddamn world with this one.
Nice.
Tell me you're excited without telling me you're excited.
I know.
Hey, man.
Excited.
Hey, anytime you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, call me, and I'll invigorate your ass.
I love that. Can I have that in writing?
Yeah.
We are about to like enter Mordor stage here in Finland, which means like no fucking sun for
Where
6
are you?
months. I'm in Finland.
You're in Finland. Oh shit! So it's dark.
Yeah. Chris is in
Oh my
Canada.
God.
Bruce is in Richmond, New York, and I'm here
Richmond,
in
New York.
In Virginia, we'll take that. She's
Virginia.
What did I say? Fuck. You know, I don't know. I've
It's all
been to
the
New York
same
like
shit.
once. I've been to the States once, and then you had Trump, and I was like, I ain't bringing my money there. You know?
I mean, yeah,
and
I
then
don't blame you.
pandemic, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be pretty harsh for like the coming months here. So I'm gonna take you up on that, Adam.
Anytime.
I
I'm
love
Give
here.
me your personal number and
this is
regret
it.
it.
This is it.
I don't know if you want to do that, Adam.
This is what this is what you get. So yeah, anytime you have like a dark interview, just fucking call me.
Cool.
Okay.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do
This
it.
is it.
So,
Yeah. So we're relentless, by the way. I mean, that's, if you ask me about who we are as a band, you know, you wanted my pitch. The answer to your question, the original question, you know, yes, we want to be one of the biggest bands in the world. Yes, we want to do all of that. But, you know, that aside, we just love playing music. We're old school. We don't use tracks at all. When we play, we love playing acoustic. We love playing heavy. We love playing it all. And, you know, we're just these guys who love music so much, who just want to tour like crazy because we just love playing so much, and we love connecting with people, and we're relentless about it. And so I guess what I could say is that if you want to meet the definition of a relentless band, we're it, because, you know, they've let us in the door. They made the mistake of letting us in the door. And now we're not, you know, I drive our fucking people crazy, and, you know, they want to kill me half the time because I'm just like, let's go. I'm like the music industry. You want to know the music industry in a nutshell? It's ready, set, wait.
Right.
And literally just sit there and wait while we cultivate your career. And I'm like, fuck that shit. You know, what's next? When are we doing it? And you know, I'm thinking 50 steps ahead, 100 steps ahead. And they're like, well, you know, we'll get back to you. And the fuck you'll get back to me. You know, obviously we don't have all the power yet. So I can't demand things from the higher ups that we work with, but you know, they understand that I will drive them crazy until we get it. So, you know, we're going to get to fucking Iceland. We're definitely coming to, well, we were in Virginia on our last tour, which was awesome. We played Tally Ho Theater, wherever that is in Virginia.
That's in Leesburg.
Leesburg, yes.
Yeah.
And then where are you? Canada? Canada.
I'm in Canada.
There'll be a Canadian tour next year for sure. But we're working on our next headlining tour right now, which should get announced. United States headlining tour, which should get announced hopefully in the next couple weeks.
What's it like being out on the road with semi-royalty there with Wolfgang?
It's the greatest. It's the greatest. It's the greatest. It's awesome. Being on tour with Alter Bridge and Mammoth, it's just, I don't know how to put it in words, but you know, that was our first big tour. So you got to imagine we show up in Oklahoma for the first show, and we walk into this monster venue. You know, this monster casino ballroom, and you know, we weren't scared. We're aggressive and hungry, and we want it all. And so, but we get there, and you know, they pat us on the head. You know, the new openers here for the tour. You know, it's like, hello, how are you? Go sit over there. And you know, that's standard if you're going to play with the big dogs. They're always nice. However, so what happens is we have balls bigger than fucking, you know, I don't know what to tell you. And so I challenged my 22-year-old guitar phenom before the Alter Bridge Mammoth tour. And I told him, listen, here's what's going to happen. We're playing with two of the best guitarists on the fucking planet, right? Guitar royalty. I said, so here's what we're going to do. You're going to open the fucking opening set of the goddamn tour every night with a monster solo. So literally, and he looked at me and he was like, no. He was like, hell no. He called me up and he spent half an hour trying to convince me out of it. Then I explained why we're doing it. And I'll tell you why I said we're doing it. And I explained to him very candidly. I was like, listen, how many people get this position, right? How many musicians get this position? They get to, how many badass guitarists like yourself get to open for fucking Mammoth, for Wolfgang, and for Tremonti, right? I was like, listen, when you're 100, do you want to talk about the nice little intro music we played before the set, and then we came on and we played our first song? Is that how you want to remember this? Or do you have the stones when you're 100 years old to go out there and fucking shred like no other and throw down, so much so that Wolfgang and Tremonti come out during the fucking tour and they watched him many nights of that fucking tour because he's so fucking good. Wow. And he had such fucking stones. So you got to imagine the first night of that tour, we walk on the stage in Oklahoma, and my guitarist, he does a solo to open all of our shows. We do that. That's his trademark. And dude, I mean, he's that good. I mean, I'm not even like kidding. Like the motherfucker, Will James is just stupid. You can look online. He's just, and he has a big, you know, he's just smiling the whole time. It's the craziest thing. That's his thing. I'm like a mean, nasty, vicious motherfucker on stage, and he's just smiling his ass off and just shredding like not many people in the world can do. And from that moment on, their crew's looking up at us. The bands are kind of peeking their heads out. Who's this? Who's this? So when you ask me about how was it hanging with fucking Wolfgang, I can tell you that it was fucking amazing because we actually hung with Wolfgang after that. We actually got to hang with Tremonti and Miles and the whole fucking bands, the crews, everybody, because they respected the living shit out of us and what we came there to do.
That's great.
And we were all friends literally after night one. Like it was, you want to talk about a validating moment? That was it, my friend. There were like 7,000 people in that room that night. And it was a special evening. And from then on, you know, and then in our next tour, same thing. You get there and Fozzy and Ugly Kid Joe, they're all nice. They're shaking hands. Whitfield Crane's so cool. Everything's rad, blah, blah, blah. And then we fucking play. And we don't show up as an opener. There's no fucking opener when we play. If you're going to put us at the front of your bill, we're not the fucking opener. You just happen to have another fucking headliner with you.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we come to put on a fucking show. And I swear to God, whether you give us 25 minutes like they did, or whether we have a full 45, 50 minutes for a full fucking show, you're getting a fucking concert from us. You know what I mean? It's not going to be, we'll play our songs and then limp off. So you're getting the full gamut no matter what fucking time frame we have to play.
Nice.
Sorry for the long-winded answer.
Oh no, that's great.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything else, Chris Arena, I've got the little fun one-off. We've got a little Rena can explain it while I'm digging it up.
All right. So we've been doing this let's get deep into your psyche kind of portion of the show where we show you a picture, and your job is to first of all describe the picture, because a lot of our listeners are not going to be looking at the pictures through YouTube but just have the audio. So explain what you see, explain what you think is happening in the picture, and then thirdly, what is going to happen next. So describe the picture, what's happening in the picture, and what's going to happen next.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready, but I'm ready.
All right. Well,
You're ready. You're ready. Just do it. Just wing it.
Okay. Okay, so what's the
Wow,
picture?
Bruce.
What is the picture? uh it looks like an award show, and we have some sort of Superman wannabe fake person. We have a cop from the 50s, and we have some sort of wackadoo up front who maybe is that strange fucking neighbor that lives down the street from you. And they've got some shit ass trophy that was made in about 5 minutes that was really meant for an athletic event. And I'm not actually sure what in the hell is up above except a bunch of animals, which makes no sense to me other than these people are on fucking drugs. And and what's going to happen next? I think there's going to be some hanky panky, and it's going to be fucking really like Pornhub, like homosexual shit. Like it's going to be nasty.
Beautiful. So like,
I have one word, and it's Freud. And
I mean, just saying.
just saying, exactly. And it's hot. I'm not gonna deny it. But yeah, like above them, just because like maybe you have a problem seeing them, they're the Superman guy above him has elephant's head. The middle one, who actually looks like Freud with a crutch, which is again interesting, has a picture of a pelvis bone.
Yes.
Above him, right? And then there's something hanging from the pelvis bone, which could be a drawn penis, but it's still not like, like anatomically correct. It's like an add-on. And then above the police guy, I think that's the stingray, right?
Yes.
How do you think how does the elephant connect to the Superman?
How
Is he hung like one?
I mean, I think he definitely has some super confidence in his package. I would definitely say that. Yes.
Right. Because I would like decipher this as a very much a package themed picture.
Yes. I think the guy in the middle, he's the one who's confused. And that thing above him,
may or may not.
Yeah, he feels like he should have a penis, but it was just drawn on. Like, that it's an add-on, like I said. And he doesn't feel like his dick is really a part of his soul or his essence as a man.
No, definitely not.
Bruce
he
is
might
loving
he might be trans. It's possible.
He might, yeah. That's a possibility. But how about the cop guy? Because this is the weirdest penis thingy. The stingray that has a slightly like lazy stingy thing.
I'm gonna say the cop is a eunuch. The cop is a eunuch. He doesn't have a penis, and that stingray is flat and
flaccid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
People in the 50s didn't have sex. That's why.
Everybody knows that, right? Right. It is known that.
Well, it's like when you watch black and white movies. There's no screwing.
Right.
True. There is a a very uncomfortable looking kiss where both parties
Exactly.
have their mouths closed, but there is
Exactly.
incredible force, like, shoving those faces together. And I was thinking, like, was that pleasurable in the 50s? Because I
No,
would imagine no. For
no,
some reason,
no.
that was just
Right.
like,
But what would have been cool? What would be cool? And if it came out these days, would be like 50s porn. That would be cool. If you saw like Humphrey Bogart and whatever her name was, they have the plane. They have the plane moment, and then they like go into the plane and get it on. Like that would be a cool. That would be a cool movie I'd watch.
I'd watch that too. I totally
Yes.
would.
Yes.
So
But when would Humphrey's stepbrother come in?
Would
You
she be
know-
stuck? Oh, help, Humphrey. I'm stuck. Okay. But Chris, I'm sorry to say, there probably would have been no squirting in the 50s.
Is that a thing on the show? I mean, my manager
It
didn't tell
was.
me any of this shit. This is great. I don't
They
usually get
they had
entertained
they
like
had me analyze a photo earlier, and I what happened.
clearly.
no, that is not.
It got out of hand immediately because Chris had to start. And yeah, we're not going to go deep into that. It's an episode to listen to. But yeah, that was a reference joke.
Anyway,
A
Adam,
jab at Chris.
Yes.
want to find you? What can you give us your socials?
Yes, Pistols at Dawn Band on Facebook, Pistols at Dawn Official on Instagram, pistolsatdawnband.com. And I promise you, if you do follow us, we engage like a crazy person. So just comment anytime you like. We love connecting with people. And say hi.
Totally.
All he
Is
could
it
think
Brutally
about was
Delicious
like,
podcast? Is it
did we just talk about squirting? And that's what he was thinking about. in his head.
brutally right? I swear to God, I'm somewhere
Gary-
else right now. So.
I can guarantee you've not done a podcast
You poor guy.
wording.
No, I haven't, but I'm going to tell my manager and publicist this needs to be in every fucking one of them from now on. And I absolutely want the bald head, like sexual, like, innuendos, because that shit got me hot.
Amazing. Love it.
Keep playing along and taking the time.
Thank you guys.
All right,
It was
cheers.
lovely meeting you. You have a great tour and enjoy your life.
Yeah, anytime you want us back, just let Shauna know. We'll be here. And I'll bring the band. I'll bring the band next time, and they're dirty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're good.
Amazing. All right. Later then. See you later, dude. Bye.